Salam alaikum khoti khawatati, merhaba bikum, lafzakum. Hello everybody, welcome today. Smeti Teresa, Ana Teresa, my name is Teresa. Lokmane's behind the camera, and today we're making one of my favorite Moroccan dishes called Loubia. Or for those of you in the US, it's a white bean recipe. So it's white beans mixed with this spice, kind of tomato sauce. It's definitely unique to Morocco. It's unlike anything I've tried in the US. So if you like white beans, go ahead and make this recipe. And for those of you here in Morocco, I'm sure you've made loubia many times, but today we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot. Great, so first things first, like many beans, like nuts, like different legumes, for those of us with digestive issues, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, IBS, whatever it is, I highly recommend you soak your legumes and your nuts, bean seeds overnight, typically, to remove this outer enzyme that makes it really difficult to absorb. Now here in Morocco, they soak loubia regardless, right? They already know to do this. So we've been soaking these white beans overnight. Just pour the beans into a bowl, fill it with water, let it sit on the counter for about 8 hours or overnight, and then you'll see that the beans really grow in size. They absorb a lot of liquid, and they're already beginning to essentially cook or break down to help you better absorb them. So that was our first thing we did. Okay, great. So for this recipe today, I'll post a screenshot of it so that you can go ahead and stop the video and get the full recipe. But today we're using, again, those soaked white beans, cilantro, like 3 medium tomatoes here, black pepper, turmeric, paprika, and this again is that Sudania that we have here in Morocco, but essentially it's just adds a little bit of kick, a little bit of spice. So you could use red pepper flakes or something that has a little bit of a kick. If you don't like any spice, then go ahead and just leave that out. But we are also using lots of garlic today and some olive oil. Of course, we also will use some salt. Yeah, so that's our recipe. We're using lots of spices, garlic, tomatoes, olive oil, and our beans, and we're gonna cook them on the stove for probably about an hour, and afterwards you're gonna have a really delicious, kind of unique white bean recipe. Okay, first things first, I'm going to drain the water from my beans. And now I just dump my beans into my pot that I'll cook in. And I'll begin to build everything in this pot. Okay, great. So the way that we get this tomato sauce going is we're actually going to use a cheese grater and grate these tomatoes so that we get the proper consistency for our sauce. In Arabic, tomatoes are matesha. Kej bani matesha bzef. Tomatoes are so good, I love them. And it's cool because there's all these different techniques that I never knew about. The last video where we were kind of massaging the tomato to remove the skin. In this recipe, we're literally grating the tomato to remove the skin and some of the bigger pieces. I've never done these techniques before, so I'm really excited about it. Thanks, Morocco. Thanks, Lokmane. And do take care of your fingers at the end. You don't want to grate your fingers. Okay, great. So this is what your tomatoes should look like after you've grated them. And we'll go ahead and dump this right into that pot with our beans. Now we want to go ahead and cut up our garlic. So in this recipe, we're using lots of garlic. Loubia in general takes a lot of garlic, but I really love garlic too. So does Lokmane. So today we're going to use, I don't know, about 5-6 cloves of garlic. Okay, so I like to cut my garlic and smash it to get the skin off. They actually say when you smash it, you actually release a lot of the flavor. So I'm smashing it here. And in Arabic, garlic is called tuma. Again, كيعجبني tuma بزاف. I love garlic. Another kind of interesting thing that Lokmane has taught me here is he said, so typically in Morocco, or at least he was taught, that you always use one knife to cut your onions and your garlic, because the onions and the garlic will dull the knife quicker than other vegetables. So yeah, I've never heard that, and that was super interesting to me. He said, yeah, growing up they used one knife mainly for the onions and the garlic. So you don't have to chop up the garlic like I did. It'll break down in the sauce, but I'm just doing this, just ensuring that it all breaks down and is nice and mixed into the sauce. Okay, so now we have our beans, our tomato, our garlic, and we want to add in all of our spices. So we're using black pepper, turmeric or curcumin, paprika, and we're using some type of red pepper. Here in Morocco, we're using Sudania. So this is dried harissa. And I hope one day we can make a video perhaps on how to make harissa and therefore maybe how to make Sudania. And after the spices, go ahead and pour in your 1/4 cup of olive oil and add your cilantro. Great, so we have everything in our pot. We're going to go ahead and add a little bit of water and then essentially bring it up to a boil, turn it down to a simmer, and just let everything cook in the pot, and we'll have our delicious loubia. Okay, so a random health fact. So curcumin or turmeric is super anti-inflammatory, right? So it really helps to fight inflammation in the body. So there's 3 ways to maximize your absorption of curcumin to ensure that you get the most benefit, right? Those 3 things are: eat turmeric with black pepper, eat it with a fat, and eat it so it's heated up, eat it hot. So our loubia today is the perfect kind of dish to fight inflammation, because you're eating your turmeric with black pepper, you have olive oil as the fat, and we're cooking it, heating it up. So as long as we eat it hot, we're really giving our body the best chance to fight inflammation. Okay, perfect. So I'm putting my loubia on the stove. Just enough water to cover the beans. Now we can always add more water as it's cooking, as we notice the beans are absorbing the water. But I'm mixing everything here on the stove. I have my tomatoes, my garlic, all my spices, some salt, olive oil, and some water. And what we're going to do is turn on the stove to high, bring it to a boil, turn it down to simmer, put the lid on, and wait about an hour, checking it ever so often to be sure that if we need to add water, we do so. Great, so we're just waiting for our loubia to come to a boil. It looks like it is, and then we'll turn it down to a simmer, make sure that lid is on top, wait about 20-30 minutes to be sure if you need to add water, you do so, but otherwise it'll probably take us about an hour to get our loubia nice and cooked. Woo! Wonderful, we see everything starting to come to a boil, so we ensure we turn it on a low simmer and let it cook. Okay, great, so I've just turned off the heat, and now I'm just gonna pour in a little bit of olive oil, maybe a tablespoon or so, just to give it a nice little flavor at the end here. I'll mix that on in. And then be sure you have enough salt to taste. So I tried it midway through and my salt is good. But yeah, this is it. This is our loubia. It looks fantastic and I can't wait to try. Okay, great. That's all we have for you today. Shukran bzef khoti khwatati. Again, laftakum. Thank you guys so much for watching, for tuning in. If you haven't already, feel free to like, subscribe, click the little bell below to get notified for more recipes. And if you're trying Loubia for the first time, let us know how it was. For those of you in Morocco, please let us know what other Moroccan dishes you'd like to see us cook. My favorite, Lokmane's favorite, the reason we met actually is because of ladis. So we will definitely be showing a ladis video coming soon. But otherwise, yeah, tagine, anything that you'd like to see from Morocco, please let us know and we will cook it. Again, have a wonderful day. Feel free to share the video if you would like, and we look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday for another recipe, or maybe Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday for some yoga and Moroccan content kind of throughout the channel. So have a wonderful day and bislama.